Being in Denmark feels a little bit strange since everything is very different than what it is where I come from.
Yeah, is Denmark strange or is it just very different?
No, it's very different, but it feels strange to me.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I am from Argentina.
Argentina. Wow. What part of Argentina?
I am from Buenos Aires, not the city, the province, which I don't think if that makes a difference for you guys who are not from Argentina.
Some of us. Yeah, maybe some of us.
I'm from the Netherlands. I lived the most part of my life. I lived near the coast in Den Haag, which is like 50 km south of Amsterdam. And now I live in Denmark since 2 years. I moved to Denmark because of the love, the kærlighed. My girlfriend is Danish, and she first lived in the Netherlands for many years, but then found a good job here, and I decided to jump ship.
Yeah, the biggest culture difference, I think it's maybe quietness in the public transport and on the streets in general. It's like we are more loud.
One of the shocking things to me is that cyclists actually stop for a red light. Because in Holland, and especially in Amsterdam, that's not very common. A red light is just a nuisance in your eye, but you don't really uphold the law so much as a cyclist. But here in Denmark, you do, otherwise you're in trouble.
I think that Danish people are like very friendly and nice to foreigners. They are always willing to help, and I don't know, they just don't look at you if you are, I don't know, doing something that is not like correct for them. I mean, they just, I don't know, correct you and that's it. Like, I don't know, an experience that I had is trying to pay people with coins in their hands, because I didn't know these little machines existed, like where you just put the coins there.
Yeah, it's very different.
It's a bit of a two-legged beast, I think, because on the one hand, if you walk through Nürburgring, you see all these support flags and banners and graffiti for the Palestinian cause. But on the other hand, the way they treat refugees, asylum seekers, that doesn't look so pretty. What I like most about Denmark at the moment is the lighed. That even if you have a shitty job or if you have a very well-paid job, people look at you at the same, more or less the same way. There's much more equality than in some countries in, for example, Southeast Asia or South America.
I think Denmark is more based on trust, since no one came, for example, to check if I was doing the self-isolation that I was told to do when I come here, which of course I did, but I was surprised that no one checked on me. I was just on my own doing the self-isolation. Something that I don't like is that maybe Danes, when they are drunk, they are like super friendly, and then they are completely the following day they completely forget about you. It's like confusing. It's like.
Interesting. Do you think that Danish people need alcohol to let loose?
Yeah, I think that Danish people need alcohol to get loose. Like otherwise, they don't really talk to you like as easily as they do when they're drunk.
I had a hard time with Danish language at first, but I started learning Danish right away as soon as I got here, because I was planning on staying in Denmark. So then it makes sense to start learning the language right away. And at first, I forstod ingenting when I put the radio on. And now I'm listening to Danish podcasts and I'm reading Danish newspapers, and I got to appreciate the Danish language more than I did in the beginning.
I feel the Danish language is quite close to the English language, so that make it easier to learn. But the pronunciation is just so hard.
To a certain degree, it's a hindrance that Danish people speak so well English, because you're less pushed to start learning Danish yourself, because you always get an answer back in English even if you try in Danish. But on the other hand, the same goes for the Netherlands. If you go to Amsterdam, you often are helped now by foreigners that don't even speak Dutch.
And some similarities between my language, which is Spanish, that don't exist between English and Danish is the word gratis, for example. That means free, and it's also in Spanish is gratis, which is quite close. Actually, they are spelled the same. And also the word sol, which means sun. I don't know how it is pronounced in the in Danish, but it's sol as well in Spanish.
So Lucas, do you already have a bike in Copenhagen?
Yeah, it's one of the first things I bought when I got here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have to get used to the bike culture?
Yes, and also to the signs they do while cycling, like they raise their hand or they like this with their arm to like let other people know that they are turning right or left.
Yeah.
We don't do that in Argentina.
Yeah.
We don't even cycle in Argentina, so.
Yeah, the hand sign was new to me. At first I thought, oh, he's waving to me, but that's not the case. They were just stopping. But what brought you to Denmark? Was it study?
Yeah, I would like to study here, but mainly I think the culture. I don't know. I was just like very interested in Scandinavian culture in general. Like I don't know, all this. Everything sounded great from Argentina. Like very different. The way that I don't know people wear, everything. Just how cities looked. Everything. I guess you've been around quite.
Yeah, but I've been coming to Scandinavia for like 15 years since I met my now wife. I started traveling back and forth. And I had holidays in Sweden. I still have to explore Norway. I have not been to Norway that often, but Norway is expensive. What was hard for you to adapt to in the beginning? Was it the language, or was it the food, or was it?
Not the language at all, because they all speak English, and they just automatically switch when they realize that you don't speak Danish. Maybe these silly rules, silly everyday rules, like just not walking on the path where bikes go. And that kind of things, or maybe not stopping the bus, because in Argentina we raise our hand to stop the bus, otherwise it doesn't stop. And at the beginning I was just doing the sign with the hand. I was very surprised by how open the weed market is. Like it's completely exposed. It's just on the street, like people with their stands and selling weed.
The weed market in Christiania, you mean?
It's something that surprised me a lot. I didn't expect that when I went the first time.
Yeah, it's a bit schizophrenic, because on the one hand you can't buy weed in other parts of Copenhagen that easily. Well, maybe if you go to Nobelparken. But it's a bit comparable with the Dutch approach, because in Holland we have got coffee shops, but it's still a big mystery who is supplying the coffee shops. Yeah. So the back door is like a mystery to officially then. Of course, the Dutch grow their own wheat and they sell it in coffee shops. But I have the feeling that's a bit the same in Denmark. They found a solution, but it's not a really pretty one.
I was thinking of helping with the Pride in the Copenhagen Pride in 2021. It's like a big event that they are hosting here in Copenhagen, and I saw a post on the internet like they were looking for voluntary workers, and I was thinking of enrolling myself in it.
Is there a Pride or something like a Pride in Argentina?
Yes, but I haven't experienced Pride here yet, but it seems like a more liberal country, socially speaking. Denmark, like people don't really care about you being gay or whatever you are. It's like they just don't mind at all.
No.
Maybe you might experience a little of awkwardness in Argentina if you tell someone you're gay or something like that.
Yeah, because the culture is a bit more
Catholic,
macho,
more sexist, and we have like this Catholic culture also.
Yeah, to me, the Little Mermaid, when I first saw it, it was quite disappointing, because it's so small, and it's a statue in the water, and that's it. Yeah. But I like the stories around it much more. Like, she was beheaded a few times, and she got sprayed with red paint, and she was even abducted, and she was brought to China for a couple of months. And I never knew that. I like that story more than the actual
The statue, yeah, it's just a statue.
Yeah.
I like it because I didn't have like a lot of expectations for the statue, and also I heard a lot of people complaining about the size of the statue, so I was like prepared to see it.
yeah, then it only gets better once you see it.
Yeah.
Dag lieve landgenoten. Leuk dat jullie allemaal kijken en luisteren. Hier is de man die jullie vroeger de files gaf en die nu in Denemarken woont. En Deens praat. Dus dat. Die snaak is.
Hola a todos los latinos desde Copenhagen, Dinamarca.
Now
Something.
pretend you're drunk. Let's get some energy into it.
Okay. Hola a todos los latinos desde Copenhagen, Dinamarca.
Now pretend like you're Maluma.
Maluma, I don't know.
Maluma, baby, and you're on.
Okay, hola a todos. Like, no, I don't know.
It's okay, man. I'm just trying to get you.
Okay, I don't know.
I really like Denmark. Yeah, actually, I live here with my girlfriend, and I study, I work, I slapae, as you used to say here, and it's interesting. It's funny. I like to go around with my bike, and this is very important for me because in Italy, where I come from, was much more different and difficult to go around with the bike. It's chaotic in some big city there. And I like people. It seems like they smile more instead of how I'm used to in my country. When you go around here, they seem more relaxed, and that I really like it. 2 years ago, in the first place, I wanted to move to Denmark for Erasmus for young entrepreneurs. It was a project that involved myself and a young entrepreneur, host entrepreneur from Copenhagen. It was about street football because it is my big passion and is why I moved from Italy to Denmark. Initially, it would have been just for 3 months, but then I extended my stay because I actually liked Copenhagen. And I applied to university, and I started to work as barista, found good colleagues, a good boss and friends. So actually since 2 years now I found myself here with my girlfriend, and I really like it. When I came here, I didn't have so many culture shock actually, because it wasn't just that I came in Denmark without knowing nothing about Denmark, but actually from 2014-2015, for the same reason why I moved here, definitely, so street football, I was coming here once a year for compete in the World Street Football Championship. So I already got in touch with the Danish culture, and it wasn't a big shock, also because I come from Italy and we are inside Europe. I'm not coming from Africa or America or Asia, so it was quite easy to me to understand Danish people. Still, I don't feel that I completely understand all the Danish behaviors and lifestyle, but yeah, it's a continuous discovery, but it's not so remote. People in Denmark don't show their feelings too much, but the first impression is that they feel good, the first impression. Then to get in touch with them, to really understand how they really feel, and to go deep into that is much more difficult if I compare it to Italians that maybe are more extroverts. Being a vegan in Denmark could be challenging, but here in Copenhagen we have many different solutions, so we have many possibilities of different kitchens from around the world, so It's like all around the world. When you are in a big city, you have many different opportunities. Also, I live in Norbro. I actually live in Frederiksberg, but I pass my time in Norbro. And since the last 2 years when I came here, I always stayed in Norbro. And there are really, it's kind of vegan part of the city, I would say, the vegetarian part of the city, and there are really many options also for cheap prices. So I don't find it difficult at all. I actually see a future in Denmark. For now, I'm really focused on finishing my university, and then depending on the job opportunity, I would probably stay here or go where life brings me or where I have more opportunity, both for me and my girlfriend. Ciao amici italiani, mi trovo qui a Copenaghen con il mio amico Thomas, abbiamo appena fatto una bella intervista, è un grande, amore e gioia della Danimarca, forza Italia e se va male l'Italia, forza Danimarca.